is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is going to be a review for WWE SmackDown for 5/14/19. As always, I kind of run behind with the wrestling now. It's not something I'm putting a lot of emphasis on because they've been terrible. WWE has just put in zero effort. And so the side note before I even start this is like with the fact that AEW now has a television deal with Turner Broadcasting, Vince McMahon is about to find himself in some serious competition. Regardless of how well it does, people are going to be interested, people are going to be invested, they're going to want to see what's new with wrestling. They're going to want something different because everybody is complaining about WWE and how bad it is. So, with that being said, you start out this week with Roman Reigns. He brings out The Miz. This is a stupid new rule where everybody can flip-flop between Raw and SmackDown. It makes no sense. They're doing a promo. They get interrupted by Shane McMahon. He brings out Elias, Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan. And so there's a fight that starts out 4-on-2 with Shane, Elias, and then Bryan and Rowan attacking Roman Reigns. The Miz, the Usos come out, and they kind of even the odds. Backstage, you get an Elias bit with Shane and Daniel and Eric Rowan, and Shane McMahon says that he's going to bar The Miz from ringside. It's going to be a 4-on-3 handicap match with the four guys I just mentioned taking on the Usos and Roman Reigns. Alright, fine, whatever, it doesn't do much for me. It's honestly, in a lot of ways, repeating a lot of what they did on Monday night. And I think that's part of the reason why I didn't care. Like you're doing not much different than you did a day ago. Then you get Randy Orton. He cuts his Randy Orton promo talking about Money in the Bank. And I'm still a big fan of Randy Orton after all this time. I think he's still relevant. I think he's still damn good in the ring. And so, yeah, it worked for me. So this was Randy Orton versus Andrade with Zelina Vega. Cuts a promo for Andrade and Mustafa Ali and Finn Balor. Finn Balor was also the match. It was a fatal four-way and pretty good match overall. And I was really happy to see that they gave Andrade the win. Andrade, I think, is super talented, and it does sound like WWE is starting to invest in him. They're taking him, making him do like English courses to learn the language better. Because I will say, especially in America, if you come through and you don't know how to speak the language, it's very hard to get over it. We've seen that with Asuka, we've seen that with Shinsuke Nakamura, we've seen that with a lot of guys who struggle with the language. No matter how good they are, it's hard to connect. So I'm glad they're doing that. But yeah, Andrade gets the win, and then it looked like, I forget who it was that was going up the ladder to get the briefcase. I think it actually was Andrade. And then out of nowhere, Ricochet comes out, jumps up on the ladder from the rope, and catches the briefcase, gets it down. And so, trying to do a little guesswork for Money in the Bank. And then you get Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair comes out to the ring. She doesn't talk for very long, and then they introduce this promo package that they do with Becky Lynch and Charlotte, going all the way back to NXT, showcasing their feud. Really good promo package. As promo packages go, they're very, very good, but I don't like that they do promo packages because I believe it takes away from the actual time that the wrestlers have. And that's something I've always felt and I've always talked about. They're very good at promo packages, but don't rely on those. And then Lacey Evans is backstage doing a promo right after that saying, "Did y'all forget about me?" when they literally had just mentioned her name. So it really goes to show that they don't pay attention to what they hold. I mean, like literally 2 minutes separated, and the promo is just, you know, it seems to forget that they just mentioned her. So with that, Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, Elias, and Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. And it was a decent match. Shane McMahon hits coast to coast on one of the Usos, gets the win, and right after the match, The Miz comes down with a steel chair, and then Roman Reigns, Usos, Miz start clearing house. Then you get Asuka and Kairi Sane with Paige. Paige cuts a quick promo about these two and gives another Vince McMahonism. They are now called the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka and Kairi Sane, a stupid fucking name. And like I said, this just has Vince McMahon written all over it. They've come up with some of the most cringeworthy, hideous names for teams lately, and I don't know, dude. So the Kabuki Warriors take on Sonya Deville with Mandy Rose. Iconics are on commentary, and it's just ear bleeding the entire time. Asuka and Kairi Sane get the win over Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I don't know what to say, dude. Like, it just gets bad. It's going from bad to worse. WWE is just gone, in my opinion, which is why I'm doing my reviews late and watching everything online, because they suck. After that, you get Lars Sullivan. Some girl tries to interview him, but she's too scared, can't even interview him. Whatever. Backstage, Kevin Owens does a promo talking about how Kevin Owens' show is next, and his guest is Kofi Kingston. You cut to Kofi Kingston in the ring. He's on the set of the Kevin Owens show. Calls out Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is backstage. They kind of have a back and forth. At the end, Kevin Owens comes out. They start a fight. Sami Zayn comes out and gets involved. Kofi Kingston gets the upper hand on both of them, and he's standing tall at the end of the show. And that's the show. And it was somewhat okay at times. Decent match. I like the Fatal 4-Way. There was a lot bad with it, though. There really was. I'm not a big fan of overusing promo packages, and that was a pretty long one that they did for Charlotte and Becky. I think that takes away time from both of them. The Kabuki Warriors is a fucking horrible name, dude. It drops a point just for that. You kind of did too much repetitive type stuff for Monday night, and it wasn't a bad show. Like, in honesty, to be fair, it was probably a little better than average. There were a lot of problems with it, though, and so I think, to be fair to what I've seen, it's going to get middle of the road. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Because there were some things that were really cool about it. There were some things that were really not cool about it. And at this point, they really need to tighten up their game. Because, like I said, man, they got a lot of stiff competition coming up, and fans are dropping like flies. Like, their ratings has just been down and down and down. And it's going to be really interesting to see how things go with AEW, since, Vince McMahon and WWE are trying to blame things like YouTube and stuff like that, where I've said that's nonsense. They just need to make a better product, and people will be invested. And so that's where it is. I just feel like they've completely dropped the ball, and that's where it is. So 5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.